Introduction: The land beyond the memory of maps. China is not just a country. It is a pulse. A heartbeat that echoes through mountains, deserts, coasts, and valleys. It is the scent of tea in the morning mist, the whisper of silk in an ancient corridor, the rhythm of footsteps on a temple stair carved before time had a name. But beyond its global image, the Great Wall, the Terracotta Army, the towers of Shanghai, lies another reality. A hidden reality. A China unseen. Untouched. Unwritten. In these secret corners, even local villagers shake their heads in disbelief when asked, "Does this place really exist?" Yes. It exists. But not for the hurried. Not for the casual. Only for the seekers. For those who walk not to arrive, but to understand. For those who listen between the winds. For those who kneel before nature, not to capture it, but to become it. This is your journey. Not across distance, but into depth. Not just across landscapes, but across soulscapes. Welcome to the forgotten breath of the Dragon's Land. Welcome to Unseen China. And the vertical temples of Wulingyuan, Hunan. The world has seen Zhangjiajie. But what it hasn't seen are the forests behind the gates. The stone guardians that stand hidden from tourists, taller than skyscrapers, yet silent as monks. Each sandstone pillar rises like a finger of the earth reaching toward the sky's memory. They are not mountains, they are thoughts. Memories fossilized into rock. Vines twist around them like prayer beads. Waterfalls glide off cliffs with the softness of weeping. And temples lie abandoned in the clouds, not by time, but by choice. Some paths here disappear mid-air. Others turn into staircases built into cliffs, chiseled by monks centuries ago without harnesses, without fear. To walk them is to walk between earth and heaven. Between gravity and grace. 2. Enshi Grand Canyon, the heartbeat in the mountain's chest. Enshi is not a canyon. It is a lung. A place where the planet breathes. Its walls rise like pages in a book of thunder. Carved by rain. Shaped by wind. Guarded by silence. The air here is denser. Not with pollution, but with presence. Every stone you step on has waited for you for 1,000 years. Hike deeper. And the light shifts. Not just visually, spiritually. It becomes cathedral light, thin, golden, falling from impossible angles. Caves open like mouths of sleeping giants. Streams glow with minerals never named. You are not in a canyon, you are in the earth's imagination. And for once, it dreams of peace. 3. The blood and bone of Guizhou's red earth. The Danxia landforms of Guizhou do not shout. They hum. They radiate. The red rock glows as if the earth remembers every fire it survived. The cliffs fold like silk, rich, layered, rhythmic. Villages dot their edges like brushstrokes in a forgotten painting. And between them, silence. Deep, ancient silence. In these valleys, you'll find people who have never left. Not because they couldn't. But because they knew better. They walk barefoot on sacred soil. They speak dialects older than maps. They offer tea not for politeness, but because they honor your spirit. There is no rush here. Only reverence. Only rhythm. Only red. 4. Fujian's Tulu, earthen hearts still beating. At first glance, the Tulu are architecture. But step inside, and they become breath. They are circular, because spirit has no edges. They are vast, because community is not small. They are made of earth, because family must be grounded. The outer walls stretch skyward, made of rammed mud, rice husk, bamboo, and memory. Inside, rings of rooms wrap around a sacred center. A well. A kitchen. A fire. Not homes, universes. Self-sustaining planets in a cosmos of valleys. In remote areas, the forgotten Tulus still breathe. Abandoned rooms echo with lullabies. Ashes still rest in ancestral urns. And wind still runs fingers through hanging lanterns. It is not ruin. It is rest. It is the pause between generations. The Xiapu, where sea meets shadow. At dawn, the Xiapu mudflats are blank pages. By dusk, they are novels. The sea here is a mirror. The bamboo poles rise like hieroglyphs. And the fishermen, small, solitary, eternal, move like calligraphy. Tide and time are the same thing here. The land rewrites itself every hour. Patterns form and vanish with a sigh. There is no background music here. Only waves. Only birds. Only the slow dance of survival. This is the sea's meditation. And if you're still enough, you can meditate with it. 6. Guyun, the village the wind refused to leave. Hidden in the folds of Anhui's hills is Guyun, a place not erased, just folded into the clouds. Its rooftops curl like sleeping cats. Its doors moan when touched. And the stone beneath your feet has been stepped on by emperors, monks, rebels, and ghosts. No advertisements. No lights. Only the sound of soup being stirred in clay pots. Of leaves falling on old tiles. Of the past, remembering itself. In Guyun, even time moves softly. It does not run. It does not climb. It sits with you. And offers tea. 7. Sichuan's sacred highlands, the breath above the clouds. Westward. Higher. Closer to the gods. The Tibetan valleys of Sichuan are not just mountains and prayer flags. They are living altars. Yating, the Shangri-La of China, is snow-capped serenity. Its lakes shimmer with sacred silence. Its trails are walked barefoot by pilgrims whose feet bleed with faith. Gars is flame and frost. Lidang is wind and whisper. In these highlands, air becomes thinner not just physically, but emotionally. Here, you feel your soul. Not as a metaphor, but as a presence. You kneel, not because someone tells you to, but because the mountain tells you who you are. 8. Dechin, where the mountains never sleep. At the northern edge of Yunnan, Meili Snow Mountain rises like the world's last prayer. Its face is sacred. Its peak is untouched, not by inability, but by choice. Because some things are not meant to be conquered. Kawakarpo, the sacred mountain, stares into your heart. And you stare back. Silenced. Shaken. Seen. Villages here speak in echoes. Yaks move slowly, unbothered by time. And rivers, born of glaciers, flow with songs you can't translate. Only feel. 9. The final passage, beyond tourism, into truth. This journey is not complete. Because places like this don't end. They continue in your dreams. They ripple through your memory. They change how you walk, speak, breathe. Unseen China is not just a destination. It is a feeling. A scent. A silence. A moment where the map disappears. And something sacred appears in its place. Closing monologue, when you return. When you return to the cities. To the neon. To the noise. Something in you will have changed. Not because you saw the unseen. But because you listened to it. It whispered in the rustle of bamboo. It glowed in a forgotten lake. It lingered in the eyes of an elder who said nothing, but sought everything. And now, you carry it. The unseen. The sacred. The still. And in your heart. It will never be hidden again. Mist clings to the cliffs as ancient stones mark paths lost to history. In the far reaches of China, wonders still wait in silence. Clouds drift lazily over the Wuming Mountains, their peaks piercing the sky like forgotten swords. Here, time seems to pause. Villages rest between ridges, their rooftops nearly indistinguishable from the rocks themselves. Only a few shepherds pass through these lands, unaware that they are walking through one of the last untouched mountain corridors in the country. In Guizhou's hidden heart lies a lake that does not appear on most maps, Hongyang Hidden Lake. Surrounded by sharp limestone karsts, its jade-colored waters shift shade as the sun moves overhead. No roads lead here. Locals whisper of boats that vanish without a trace, pulled under by unseen currents. Further north, the ancient forests of Daxing-Anling stretch endlessly, deeper than imagination. These are not the bamboo groves most tourists imagine. Towering conifers, some older than dynasties, stand as silent giants. Wolves still roam here. Snow falls even in May. Few dare to enter. Those who do, return changed. Deep inside Gansu, there exists a village carved entirely from red rock. Its houses are caves, their doorways glowing orange at sunset. Generations of families have lived within these cliffs, sculpting homes from the mountain itself. From a distance, the village is invisible, a living maze hidden in plain sight. As the path moves west, the sands of the Taklamakan Desert swallow all sound. Here, the crescent moon lake shimmers like a mirage. Surrounded by nothing but endless dunes, it appears impossibly perfect, its blue waters forming a crescent shape so precise, travelers once believed it to be crafted by gods. In the shadows of Mount Amay, old stone staircases lead to nowhere. Covered by moss, broken by landslides, these steps belong to a forgotten monastery. Legends say monks once climbed here to escape the wars below. Now, only the wind ascends, carrying the faint sound of bells long silenced. On the coast of Fujian, waves crash against the cliffs of Dongshan Island. But hidden within its coves are sapphire blue caves, their walls glittering with mineral veins. Even locals avoid these caves at night, fearing the sea spirits said to guard them. In the northwest, the Bayanhar Mountains conceal what many call the Lake of Mirrors. Frozen for most of the year, this high-altitude lake transforms for just a few weeks in summer, reflecting the entire sky with such clarity that one loses sense of where the water ends and the heavens begin. Hidden inside Shaanxi's lush hills, entire underground cities sleep beneath farmlands. Dug by hand, these Yaodong cave dwellings stretch for kilometers. Rooms, halls, even underground markets. Whole communities live without sunlight, invisible from above. And in Tibet's most remote valley, where roads crumble into rivers, lies a monastery painted entirely in black. No tourists arrive here. No signs mark its existence. Only silence greets those who find it, broken only by the chanting of monks who have never seen a world beyond these mountains. This is not the China shown in brochures. This is a China of shadows and silence. A land of wonders too stubborn to be forgotten. But for how long? As highways cut deeper. As cities spread wider. How many of these places will vanish before anyone even knows they were ever there? The unseen China. Waiting to be remembered.